Welcome back, my friends, to Marvel Snap. Today we are going to be breaking down a Black Panther deck, still trying to be able to find where he is going to settle into the meta. Tremendous potential of being able to win one location, but serious struggles about lining up two winning locations. So this deck list we're calling Wakanda Forever is combining, it's a bit of a hybrid between some of the decks that I showed off in my very early video showcasing the Black Panther gameplay and reviewing the Battle Pass. I think he's such a fun card to be able to play around with, so I have continued to tinker, taken some suggestions from people commenting on that video actually, and we have brought in a number of tools to be able to mitigate his difficulty of impacting multiple lanes. So we have the headline Black Panther, he is our main engine card. We have abilities to be able to buff him in hand through Nakia, buff him as we play him through Forge, buff him while he's in the deck through Okoye. So whatever the situation is, hopefully we're able to land some kind of buff onto the Black Panther. We have Wong to be able to get him to duplicate his doubling effect, which is where we can really see game-winning combos. And then to be able to distribute this power to the adjacent locations, we have either the Taskmaster taking on the power of the last card we played. If that's the Black Panther, Taskmaster will be able to absorb all of those buffs. Also, if we can play Black Panther to a location that is specifically giving an additional buff, like say Atlantis or Triskelion, then the Taskmaster will be able to absorb that buff as well. We also have the Zola, who will then destroy the Black Panther at the location that he's at, if he's going to destroy a random card. The idea is if we're setting up for the Zola, then we're going to be playing Black Panther solo. Zola will destroy him and then put copies of him at the other two locations. Their on-reveal abilities will trigger again, and we're looking for a game-winning score out of those two Panthers. The true high roll is seeing Wong on 4, playing Black Panther on 5, who's then going to trigger twice to be able to bring himself up to 16 strength, and then playing Zola on the full stack, because Zola's on-reveal ability will be doubled by the Wong, and then he can break down both the Panther and the Wong, sending them to both other locations. And if you get the order right, which is random, it's 50-50, of killing the Wong first, distributing the Wongs, and then the Panthers behind, then you're going to see hilariously high power levels. Padding out the rest of the list, we have other cards that are able to synergize with the different engine pieces we have. We have Mister Sinister and Brood, who both love being buffed in hand or as they're being played because they're creating copies of equal strength. So they're able to make multiplicative use of the buffs similar to how Black Panther is. And then we also have the Wolfsbane and the Ironheart as just solid mid-game on-reveal abilities that can be empowered by the Wong. The Wolfsbane we're seeing as a discount Panther here. If Wolfsbane can come down, if we set up the Wong on 4, we can play Forge right into Wolfsbane, both at Wong's location, build an enormous Wolfsbane, and then be able to Taskmaster the Wolfsbane instead of the Panther, and have slightly weaker results, but still a solid stat line. And then we have the Iceman here, just as a nice opening card. You can run any one drop, honestly. This is very much an open flex slot for us. Diving into our first match here, we've got Forge, Wolfsbane, Wong, and then the Zola. Just looking to be able to find the Black Panther to be able to sandwich between the Wong and the Zola for the ideal line that we are looking for. Then we're going to try and figure out how to play Forge, Wolfsbane, some of the early drops, make as much use of our early energy as possible. Bar with no name. Interesting. We can use Zola to be able to evacuate Bar with no name and potentially leverage that up against the opponent. Do we want the Iceman or the Forge into the Wolfsbane? The Forge into the Wolfsbane is not great use of our energy, but then again, just playing the Iceman here is not either. Let's try it though. And really hoping to draw the Black Panther. So the deck list is up above. If you guys want to talk any card substitutions, deck optimizations, let me know down in the comments. Still trying to figure out a lot about the best slot for where, or the best home for the Panther. He has been a sticky card. The challenges from the beginning of that I mentioned, that he's very easily able to synergize and win a single location. It is how you bring the whole deck together to consistently win two locations that it feels like it is falling short. But here the Zola would be the perfect opportunity. What do we like? We could play our Ironheart, which would actually buff the Wong here, which is nice if the Wong is going to then be distributed to the other locations. And in a pinch here, we will play the Wolfsbane. We've got the Warpath, of course. There's also an element of how many... Oh, we got the Panther, yes! Oh my gosh. Alright, Let's snap. The beautiful thing here is that if the opponent is incentivized not to play control against us at bar with no name. But otherwise, the Wong is highly susceptible to control elements. He can just be dismantled by them. Okay. They play Professor X locking the location down. Are you playing... you're playing Spectrum? Because of all the ongoing effects, you must be playing Spectrum. They're going to play Spectrum over here, be able to get the buffs onto Tinkerer's Workshop. And no, but they can't play Spectrum because the big house is locking them out. Interesting. They are playing to bar with no name? With a Devil Dinosaur? My friend? My opponent? They must have thought that we were going to flip bar with no name to a playable location, but that was never our plan. That was never our plan. We had the full evacuation established, and then that 64 strength Black Panther. Ah, this is the Avenger Black Panther, baby. Wong, Okoye, and Mister Sinister here, the negative zone to try and pressure through. If we play the Okoye, we can then play the Nakia, which will buff the Mister Sinister. Nakia is just so weak. It's really unfortunate what they've done to Nakia. I would like to see her get just some more love to bring her back in. She was queen in the meta for long enough that I got sick of her, was happy that she was nerfed to the ground, but now they seem to be trying to rehabilitate her. Mini lab, interesting. And we have the Zola plus the Taskmaster. Do we want to line up the Mister Sinister or just go into Nakia? I think we just play the Nakia here. It's gonna buff the Wong and the Mister Sinister. We can play Wong. We have all of our good on-reveal cards still waiting to arrive in hand. It's the Wolfsbane, the Ironheart, or the Black Panther. We got the Black Panther again, here we go. The deck is very dependent on actually having Black Panther in hand. If you don't get the Black Panther, like I said, you have the Wolfsbane as the discount Panther that can still be powerfully copied by the Taskmaster and the Zola if you're able to set it up right. You also just have some nice efficiency plays in the Mister Sinister and the Brood. Putting power on the Brood especially can get out of hand very quickly. You put a Nakia buff onto the Brood and then the Brood is coming down as a 3 cost 12 strength. That's incredible. Now, of course, you invested the Nakia, so really it's 6 energy. Well, yeah, 6 energy and then 13 strength as we get into the layers and layers. But then you have a buff on another card, and overall, it is still incredibly efficient. Sabretooth just cannot stick at the Danger Room. I find it hilarious. Let's play our Panther. Now, he will be able to double, and then the negative zone will take effect. It's not that negative zone will take effect first and hinder his doubling. He'll get the full doubling. It's just that the negation from the negative zone, or the -3 power, will happen at the very end. So Black Panther will still be a 20 here. First double to 10, second double to 20, and then down 3, so we'll be at 17.
Wakanda forever.
There we are. Professor X locks down the Danger Room. Apparently they got tired of sending the Sabretooth into his doom over and over again. This Professor X play, quite frustrating. Quite frustrating indeed. Now, in the previous game, the location, I think, really bailed us out in terms of how we were able to play around it. But if we go Taskmaster here... Yes, the opponent has retreated. This is where having both Taskmaster and the Zola is so important, because if we only played the Zola, we'd be completely evacuating the negative zone, which would have likely resulted in a loss given the opponent had locked down the Danger Room. But here with the Taskmaster, you can split how you want to diversify your strength. We got the Wolfsbane, Mister Sinister, Black Panther here, and we draw a Falcon. That's cute. Not gonna use the Falcon. Not at all. We can line up the Okoye still for a turn 2. We could also play the Mister Sinister straight into the Wolfsbane as a nice little tempo burst. Let's go for it. I would love to see Nakia or Forge here to help enable, or obviously the Wong, to help enable the Black Panther. We're a little bit short on the synergies with the Black Panther. We go Rhino. Okay. Which one was given to you by the hub? Okay, so Rhino was given to them by the hub, and the Quinjet allowed it to be cheaper. So they're playing Quinjet native in their deck, and then the hub played right into it. We do get the Wong, which is amazing. So let's go ahead and let's play Ah. Wolfsbane. I suppose we play the Wolfsbane. It's interesting what you would like to do, because ideally if we play the Wong Black Panther, then if we draw the Zola, we don't want more than two cards at any other location. But I don't want to play early to Jotunheim, because that's just going to start nerfing the power of the cards. And I don't necessarily want to play to the Ruins, because then Zola could target one of our key Wong or Black Panther cards. But if I draw a Taskmaster, then it really doesn't matter. I think I'm going to play the Wolfsbane, especially because winning Asgard will give us the extra card draw. They'll hopefully give us the Taskmaster, effectively, rather than being forced to play alongside the Zola. We do get the Zola, of course we do. Let's play our Wong. The opponent showing 15 strength here with ongoing, so it's a Spectrum. It's a Wong going deck. Is the opponent going to play? Nope. I thought they were going to play Wong here. Be able to line right into the Spectrum. I suppose they still... Nope. Well, the power curve is gone. They could play Wong on 5, Spectrum on 6, and be fairly happy, I suppose. But I'm certainly very happy myself here. Producing 22 strength at the Ruins. Even if Spectrum comes in to add +6, they'll be at 21. We'll be exactly 1 point ahead. Then the question is, how do we win our second location? If we get the Taskmaster, then the path forward is clear. We play the Professor X. Okay. Oh boy. What do we need? I feel like the line is Ironheart. We get the double buffs spread out. Quite powerful. And then we could play something else first to be able to get an extra poker into Asgard to help absorb those buffs. Could be the Iceman, it could be... Yeah, let's play the Okoye. Okoye, Ironheart. And then the Iceman. That's how you squeeze out as much as we can. Yes. Have we maybe found a way to be able to still transfer winning 2 locations? They locked down the Jotunheim with the Professor X. Very clever play around the Jotunheim. They did it at exactly the right time so that it will not decrease the power of Professor X to the point of being negative. We have 2 cards. Okay, so it's not Spectrum. How is it not Spectrum? We're up to 21 with those Ironheart buffs, which is amazing. Then they've got the armor. Okay, a 4-point card. The Lizard. Not going to be enough. Not going to be enough. I am hooked on playing this deck, and then Nakia into the Wong, the Black Panther. It's such a good early line for us. The only thing that would make it better if we had just drawn into the Iceman to be able to get the early play down. Well, alright, we pass our first couple turns. Again, this is fine. As long as we draw either the Taskmaster or the Zola to be able to capitalize on the buff that we're giving to the Black Panther and then the doubling effect from the Wong. Nowhere. Okay, we got the Zola though. Now here's the thing. Zola, part of his power is that he re-triggers the on-reveal abilities of the cards as they are copied, and the ones that are copied to nowhere will not be able to trigger. Interesting. Interesting. That could be a bit of a sticking point for us. Let's see. They have the Bishop, buffing the Angela. Are we going to be able to win that location? I sure hope so. But I guess there's no guarantees. We have... we're going to be sending a lot of power. It'll be 28 strength to nowhere, eventually. Plus the Nakia for the 1. Who knows, maybe it'll matter. They've got the Okoye, yeah. Okay, and then the Scarlet Witch to turn off the Bifrost, giving us X Mansion, sure. They didn't want cards... I'm not necessarily sure why they didn't care about the card sliding over. They don't want a card to slide into Angela's position, because you want to play directly to Angela's position. We play the Black Panther. Is this deck going to run any kind of control against us? I feel like it's unlikely. Is it a Sera deck? Okay, here comes the Mysterio. So it is a Sera deck is what this is telling me. Buffing the bishop significantly. But are you going to be able to overcome... It's a little bit of discard splash? Interesting. They're probably running Swarm. Looking to be able to cut the copies of the Swarm, but then also have a strong guy if they whittle their hand down to nothing. The 25 Strength Panther. I'm gonna snap. I feel like he's got it. It could be close. Bishop is going to continue to grow. The Angel is going to continue to grow. They could very realistically have played the real Mysterio right here. They played the Sera. Thank God. Okay. Does the Mysterio take it? Let's see, baby. With the buffed Wong, there's going to be just enough. Oh, they didn't even play it. They didn't even play it. Oh my gosh. What a finale. Here is the deck list in all of its glory. It is so much fun to be able to play with. It is a bit of a high roll deck because if the opponent is running control, it starts to fall apart. But otherwise, if you're able to run free, then you can find the victory either through the Black Panther or the Wolfsbane, getting buffed incredibly large and then distributing their power through the Taskmaster or the Zola. Wong is very much a linchpin card. If we don't see him, we are quite sad, but we can still find some very efficient plays just through the Mister Sinister and the Brood, putting pressure on adjacent locations. So I really love how this list comes together. Let me know in the comments how it does for you if you give it a try. Till next time, thank you guys for watching and keep on snapping.